Hi everyone, Jackson here. Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for the 1st of July, so it's a new month. This video is going to be delayed, sorry about that. I had a nap, thought it would take 30 minutes. It was like dark by the time I woke up. I hate that. Anyway, so the Golden Pursuit is out for the PvP event, so Vengeance is out now. So I'm not going to do a video on this one just on the basis that most of this stuff here is just shit I'm not good at. Like, I can sort of explain it, but I can't show you. Like, I'm not good at PvP, so I'll leave it to, like, people who are probably better suited for that role. But there's 30,000 gold, and there's some alliance points, which is probably something nice to get. Now, there's 12 options, and there's 8 in total that you need to do. What I will do is just explain some things that would, especially for, like, people who aren't too well-versed in PvP, just some things to help you maybe like to be able to get these yourself, because there's a few things I think people should know. Firstly, with killing players in Cyrodiil, you don't have to kill them yourself, you just have to have participated in their death. People will probably watch this will know I sort of say that a lot, but yeah, it's the same thing here. So if you do any damage to a player at all and they die, that's participation for these. So basically just hitting a bunch of people and them dying is enough to like get this done pretty quick. With the amount of players there will be in a single campaign, you will be surprised how quickly you can get this done, so long as you follow a big Zerg. Because with Vengeance, it's quite stable compared to like PvP, how PvP normally is, and siege weapons especially. Like, you use those, you shoot them into a big group, and you'll hit a bunch of people at once, and then yeah, you'll get tons of damage that way. Also, probably something else that will work well, I think, is Destruction Staff Ultimate. That hits I think, because most abilities in Vengeance have a target cap of 3 targets. I think Destruction Ultimate doesn't have a cap, so that can also help for hitting a bunch of people at once. As far as towns go, I try to avoid this one. Out of the 12 options, these are probably the ones I would ignore, just because there's only a couple of towns and there's fucking heaps of keeps on the map, so you'll probably take way more keeps than you will towns. Towns themselves are a lot easier to take than a keep though, but you have to also consider that because there's so few towns, if all the towns on the map are under your control, you can't take them as well. So basically, they're just like 3 resource nodes, and so they're easier to take than a keep. But yeah, you just follow the Zerg. Usually they'll be taking keeps because these give you more AP anyway. And yeah, for alliance points, I would either do... I wouldn't really do battlegrounds anyway. Like, just follow a group around and take keeps, or if you see one of your keeps under attack, go to the defense of that. If you see in chat someone is saying a keep, like you see, so what you'll probably see is if you go into Cyrodiil and you just watch in zone, there'll be someone saying like name is under attack. It'll be like Dragonclaw, or it'll be like, I think Dragonclaw's up here. It'll be like Black Boot down here or something. Depending on your faction, they'll say incoming or under attack or something. Go to that keep and like watch for some action. Chances are, if other players are going to defend that location, you'll probably get some participation too. And defensive ticks are something that you can get a lot of alliance points for, especially when there's a lot of people defending and attacking a single keep. This stacks up like crazy. Like, you can easily get like a 20k alliance point tick after defending a keep for like 15 minutes. Especially if there's heaps of people. So either go around taking keeps as fast as possible, killing players, or defending keeps especially. Defending keeps, fucking D-ticks can be crazy. Dealing damage, these are only to players. I've tested this to like regular like non-player AI NPCs. It doesn't do any damage. Dealing damage just to like walls and stuff doesn't work. So it has to be the players. And I think the quickest way to do this is either just go in and fucking do a heap of AoE damage. Something like Wall of Elements could be really good, because it's got a big area and it deals just a bunch of damage quickly. The tooltips are different, by the way, to what you'll see here in Vengeance. It's totally different system. But yeah, that or just throwing Siege out. And keep in mind, you have infinite siege weapons in Vengeance too, so you won't have to worry about buying those. So yeah, it's good. And yeah, same thing with siege weapons. Just use a ballista and just go to town. You can also go to the Volendrung locations. Like, for example, in Ebonheart Pact, you've got this one. You've got this one in Old Merry Dominion, and then you've got this one for Daggerfall Covenant. And they're all over the map. And in each of these locations, there's like a bunch of golden saints. And you can shoot those as siege weapons, so you don't even need to do PvP for that one. But yeah, you can definitely get it done very quickly if you just shoot it at players at like a while you're defending a keep for defensive ticks and stuff. So yeah, just shoot out siege runners. Don't worry about like missing them. There's no penalty to missing a shot or anything like that. It just means that you won't hit a couple of people that might get killed. Repairing damage to structures. This is very simple. Just go to a keep. All these keeps. One that you own, like close to the front line, just go to that and just check if there's any walls that need to be repaired. And again, the siege repair kits. Do I have any? I think. Oh yeah, it'd be under repair, wouldn't it? Yeah. Cyrodiil repair kits. When you go into Vengeance, you'll get an unlimited source of these too, so you can just go around and repairing all the shit that you want. So you don't even need to worry about like the cost of getting some repair kits yourself. Let's go to Cyrodiil, find any keep that's under your control or your team's control, and just repair it. Now I'm pretty sure with Vengeance, there's no faction lock. Yeah, it just seems... Yeah, there's no, like, warning about other factions not being able to join. Yeah, so just... If one faction you're in just has no keeps, just go to a different faction with a different character if you can join, and just do it on them. Alright, so let's just get into the endeavors. One last thing regarding the Vengeance campaign that I forgot to mention is setting your campaign to home. Right-click, set it to home. Go to Overview, and this... reward tier here, when you gain AP, just from various methods, this will fill up, and if you get, I believe it's 25,000 AP, this will tick to 1, and what will happen is, at the end of the campaign, you should get a reward. Regardless of if your faction wins or not, you'll get one thing, guaranteed, no matter what, and that is a Transmutation Geode. And the Geode will be 50 crystals, I believe. Hopefully, which is a lot, which you can use to create your own various stuff. So if you're going to do the Vengeance stuff, just make sure you hit this first, and you'll also get the reward for the worthy, which is good too, because those give you the Transmutation Geodes too. So there's a bunch of stuff you can get here for reconstruction or retreating that can be really helpful in the long run. So worth just making sure you do that first. Okay, so it's a pretty good set. Quest, Furnishings, and Fish, all easy. Iron Atronachs is good if you have High Isle, I would say it's worth it. In any other case, I'd probably just skip this one and go for these three here. Tel Var's not too bad, but I only really like to do this one if I have a way to like get the max Tel Var multiplier and do it that way, because it's just a lot quicker. But you just basically just run around in Imperial City just attacking stuff and killing the Dremora and stuff. You'll probably see a player, and if they're like a seasoned PvPer, they'll just run through and like kill you in 2 hits. But they'll take some of your Tel Var, but if you're holding 10k, don't do that, just stay on the top of a tower. But if you don't have any, it doesn't really matter too much. Okay, so I'll start with the quest. I've gone through this one quite extensively in the past few days just because quests come up and the event tickets too. So my advice here is just do the event, go to Craglawn and just get your Honest Toil quest done. The last few dailies, I've gone and done a heap of the Honest Toil quests. I feel like I'd just be beating a dead horse. In this case, I'll just show you something else that you can do if you don't. If you have any character slot, you can just create a new character and just come right here. So where this house is on the map, just next to the Vocal Guard Wayshrine in Addon that you start with, there's a quest here you can do. And if you just go here and talk to... Oh, don't go in there. Talk to Philan Demery here, and just spam the talk button, and eventually just complete a quest. So it's probably one of the quickest ways to do it in the game. You just need to create a new character. But yeah, you got so many options here. You got writs. You could do go to the writ board over here in Addon and do just like a clothing writ, and maybe get a drag wax at the same time, and some surveys too. You know how I feel about those. You can just do story quests in its own. Get some skill points at the same time. You can do your Honest Toil quests, and with the Honest Toil quest, you might get one of the satchels, the Zenithar satchels, and they can have some Tel Var in them, and that works for this endeavor. So maybe worth having a look at that. But I think you need a couple, because I don't think you get 150 from a single one, but it can speed this one up a little bit. And yeah, just you can do what I just showed you there. You can make a new character. You can do a daily, like a repeatable daily, like a pledge or like a red, like I said, or you can do like a heist or a black sacrament, they're usually pretty quick. You know, there's all sorts of things that you can do, and they're like something that you don't have to worry too much about. Like with daily quests, like repeatable daily quests, you don't have to worry about the long run because you can just do them every day regardless. So those are the things I would choose for that. Cat's knocking everything over. Okay, so with furnishings, you can also basically, if you do that quest that I just showed you, you can do your furnishings too, because that house has a furnishing in it, and you just need one to do this really easily. So what you want to do is, now that you've done that quest, if you haven't done that already, please do it, because you get a free house, and this and furnishing endeavor, whenever it comes up, you can do it really easily. So you'll find your house here. Now it'll be one of three, so it'll either be Mariska's Public House if you did this on an Old Mary character, it'll be Ebony Flask on an Ebonheart Pact character, and then Rosie Lion on a Daggerfall character. Whichever one, just click on one of these, it'll show you where to find it on the map, then you just left click and go travel to whatever it is inside. Now all of these will have a little candle finishing in them, and that is all you need to complete this endeavor. Obviously, you can do this on any house that you own, but if you don't have anything, then this is the free way to do it. Now, regardless if this is the one of the apartment houses or if this is one of the bigger houses that you have, just find any furnishing inside. So go housing editor at the bottom right when you go in. Now, find your furnishing, just any that you've got around. In this case, for the apartment ones, you've just got the rough candle. So click on it to pick it up, and then whatever button it is to put it away at the bottom there, just hit that. Now at the bottom left, you'll see it says undo. Just hit that key and then redo over and over and over again, and that is all you need to do. So yeah, again, that was not my idea. That was someone else who came up with that and just suggested it to me. So you knew who you are, and thank you again. That's made this one so easy. So you can do this anytime this furnishing one comes up. You are set to do this one, especially when it comes up for the weekly. Just spam Z and what was it? Q or Z and X? Bloody, the memory of a goldfish. Just do that over and over, and you can complete this furnishing one. Obviously, the specific one, like for example, conservatory furnishings, as people will probably have seen from past videos, you just need to buy one of those furnishings. Try your best to get a bigger house later on. Just at worst, you'll probably just need... You could probably do with just like one of those ones that's like 80k or 100k. Like that's all that you need to like... Even then, maybe one of the smaller ones. You don't need something crazy. Just something to store a bunch of furnishings in the future. Okay, so next up, we've got fishing. So this one's easy, it just takes a little while. Like, a few more minutes than most other endeavors here. So, the two things that you need some fishing spots. I'll show you how to get that in a minute, but first we need to get some bait. So, torchbugs, or just torchbugs here, this is usually the thing I go to for insect parts, which is river bait, which is the place I usually go to for my bait. For my fishing, sorry. So, this area here in Bleakrock Isle is my preferred choice for where to go to get insect parts, because there are tons of torchbugs all over this place, as well as a few butterflies. Another good area is in Rothgar, near the Traders Roadway Shrine. This area has some butterflies around it too. So these are the two areas I try to choose. So if you haven't been to Bleakrock Isle before, and you don't have a way shrine here, what you can do is the Davonsquatch way shrine in Stonefalls you start with. Travel a little bit north through the ways here. There's some stairs down here. There'll be a boatswain here called Liesel. You talk to her, get her to take you to Bleakrock Isle. You will rock up here, and it's just a little bit of a trek to the northeast. So what I would do, if you can, complete the quest here, because naturally the skeletons here are hostile, so it'll just be a pain in the ass for you, like running through here every time and dealing with this. If you complete the quest, they have like the yellow outlines, so they're like docile until you attack them. So it'll mean you can just run through there and not have to worry about any of the skeletons, and you'll just be able to loot all the torchbugs as you see fit. So worth doing, I think. And you know, for today's endeavor, if you haven't done a quest yet, you know, you could do that quest, and that way you just get 2 of these done in one go. So worth mentioning, I think. So the trees around these areas will have torchbugs all over the place. Sometimes they'll spawn in some trees, sometimes they'll spawn in other ones. It just depends on who's looted them recently and, you know, where they've respawned next. But sometimes you won't find anything, and then you'll go to like a tree over the other side, and there'll be fucking tons of these things there. Where the entrance is to the actual building, there are a bunch around. Yeah, so you can see around the sky shard here. So we've got these. And sometimes you get one, sometimes you get two. It's just the way these things work. Yeah, just run around for a bit. All the torch bugs that you can see, just grab them and get your insect parts. So my advice is gather around 10 insect parts. That should be more than enough. If you're really worried, probably go 15 or 20. The only reason I say this is when you try and get fish, sometimes the RNG will just give you something that isn't a fish. It's kind of weird. There's also like furnishings of a fish that if you pick them up, they don't count as a fish. It's very bizarre, but yeah, that's just the way RNG works with fishing. So you just want to go a little bit over what you need, just so you've got like some rain checks just in case things don't go well. Also, it should be worth noting that you get torchbug thoraxes from these torchbugs sometimes. As you can see by the sale average per item here, these things can sell for a lot. So you can also fuel your money expenditure for other endeavors in the long run if you can get some of these and sell them. So, also, I should point out lastly, some of the trees out on the outskirts of Sky Shroud Burrow here, these can have torch bugs. So if you can't find any in these areas here, start looking around the outskirts of the area. Because I've had a time where I've found nothing in the actual area. I've come down here, and yeah, you can see this tree over here. I've checked this tree, and then there's like been 2 trees over here that have had like 7 or 8. Yeah, you can find tons. Yeah, see? So right here as well. This is one that has tons around it usually. So just make sure you check the outskirts too. Right, more torch bugs here, which is good. So this is my preferred area to do my fishing. So this is the river south of Ebonheart in Stonefalls, just next door to where you'd go to find the way to Bleakrock Isle. So what I would suggest you do, if you don't have this way shown yet, go into your group menu, go home tours, go into Browse Homes, look up either the Ebony Flask Inn Room, it's one of the houses that you get for free if you talk to Philin Demarie, or look for, I think it's Ebonheart Chateau? Yeah, Ebonheart Chateau. One of these 2 houses, just travel to it, go out the front door, and it'll bring you here. And from here, you just go a little bit south, then you got access to this way shrine. Now you've got easy access to some river fishing holes whenever this endeavor comes up. So it's just very easy to do. So, just one thing to mention here, there is one foul fishing hole. This is different to the rest of the fishing holes here. Usually it's not an issue because there's so many other fishing holes that there will be, but you can also use this one too for fishing. This just requires some different baits, so it's either fish roe or is it crawlers? Yeah, so crawlers or fish roe. These are the 2 that work. For fishing holes, it's different. You need insect parts, or I believe you need, what is it? It's one of the ones I don't have, lol. So this spot here is a river fishing hole. So why do you need, or why do you want to go something that is directly like the version of the bait for that hole? So if you use something else that isn't a river bait type, you can use it, but the chances of you getting a fish as opposed to something else is lower. So to just reduce the amount of time you'll be doing this endeavor for, you want to use the correct bait type. So all you do is it's like a quick slot thing. So you know how you hold Q to check your quick slot bars. You do the same thing, but you hold E instead of Q, and it's just the quick slot wheel. So you go insect parts, and then you press E to start fishing, and now we wait until your character does a different animation than this. As soon as your character does something different, you press E to reel it in, and then you'll get either a fish or you get something else. There you go. So you press E, we've got a fish, and now all you do is literally just press E again and start fishing. And that's all there is to this one. It's just that, yeah, as you can see, it does take a little bit of time. But it's very chill, very relaxed. You can just watch some YouTube in the background while you do this. So, yeah, for people who just want to chillax one, this is definitely the one to go. Another one. So, supposedly, if more people fish at a spot, it increases the rate at both of you get your fish. I have no proof of this though. I don't know if it works or not. But yeah, if anyone knows for sure, I'd love to like a video of proof or something to know. Alright, so there's an example of catching an item that doesn't give you a doesn't work for the endeavor. So that was the 6th item, and yeah, it was some fish roe, so it didn't count. So that's why you want to keep extra bait, because if that happens, then that's just a piece of bait wasted, and you've got to do more fishing. Now, the good thing is, there are more torch frogs here, but sometimes they're here, sometimes they're not. There's just only a few here. So if you're absolutely desperate, you can also kill the bull netches, and you get some guts from them, which you can also use, but that's not the viable one for river fishing. So if push comes to shove, just go back to Bleak Rock and do the same thing. And yeah, it shouldn't take too long. Okay, so Iron Atronachs here. It says molten monstrosities wander the volcanic base of Vardenfell. This is kind of untrue. They don't just wander around in Vardenfell. They are only found in a specific location. So this is the only base game option you've got, and it's Forgotten Wastes in here. There's about 6 in total. I guess 7 plus if you include the public dungeon group event. But players kill that thing. They're so ignorant at the fact that they spawn Iron Atronachs that just wouldn't rely on that. And they will usually, all the Iron Atronachs in here will usually be dead because everyone's got the same idea. Come in here, kill the Iron Atronach. My only advice for you is do this if you have High Isle, because High Isle has the 2 best places, I think, for doing this one. The volcanic vents are probably the best way in the game to get a bunch of Iron Atronachs quickly, because they spawn them in sometimes groups of 2, sometimes more. So the first time you get access to these is going to be painful, because you... the way these work is they won't, unless you discover all the locations for all the vents, it won't tell you which one is up. So you won't be able to just travel around and check. So you have to, for the first character that you do this, you have to go around. What I suggest you do is go around, go to every single one and just go over it so that you've discovered it. So then, when it comes up as the active one, because only one will be active at a time, it's the Twin Swords icon, you can know straight away and just start traveling straight to it. Because the longer it takes you to get to them, the less chance you'll have of finding some Iron Atronachs, and the more painful it'll be. So, yeah, go there and then get these 4 here on the mainland, these ones here. And then once you got those 4, just make sure you've got the Wayshrines nearby. So this one, this one, this one, and this one. I mean, it doesn't matter which one here. And then go to this location here, the boat to Amenos Station. That will take you over here. And then you travel through, get this Wayshrine, and this Wayshrine. And then you'll have access to all of them, basically. This one's the furthest to get to. I think this is the quickest way. And yeah, this one here, just go there. So... what exactly are you looking for here? Well, let me show you. So when you get here, there will likely be other people here, which is kind of helpful, because it means these things will die quick. The more players there are, the easier it'll be for you. Oh, I'm gonna die. The hell killed me? Burning. Interesting. Okay, so I came in too late. There were no Iron Atronachs, so now I've got to go to the next one. So the first thing I suggest you do is probably go to the Wayshrine nearby, but don't travel away. Because the incursions here are random compared to the dolmens of the regular zones. The same one can come up twice. It's kind of weird. And one can pop up for an instant and then go away, and then a different one can pop up. They're very bizarre, these things. So, yeah, you see that? That one was up for like a split second, and now there's going to be a different one up. You watch. I think that's why sometimes it can be the same one twice. Because the initial one that pops up it goes away. Right, so here we go, that one there. See, it's very odd the way they work. And there's no like specific order unless you, I guess, like, I don't know, maybe there's like a 20 long order. But yeah, I haven't seen a clear pattern in any of them. And same thing with the Iron Atronachs. Sometimes you can get Iron Atronachs, sometimes there'll be none. It's just a RNG fest. So the Iron Atronachs usually pop up from these things here. So what I'm going to do is pull these enemies in the lava pits. When you kill these groups, sometimes they will spawn Iron Atronachs. So that's what you're looking for. And don't worry about killing them. You just have to give them a quick tap, and that'll be enough for it to work. So people will go to different ones to start them. Yeah, there's an Iron Atronach there. Just be quick with your wits. Just make sure you're checking all the areas to make sure if an Iron Atronach spawns, you want to make sure you get a quick tap in. So these Hive Golems, they are not Iron Atronachs, they are different. So ignore the Hive Golems if you can. Because those things are nasty as well. You don't want those things focusing you. No, there's one. So one more thing to note is these Flame Atronachs here. If you let them get to the lava pools, they become like bigger and not Spectre form, and they become a pain in the ass to deal with. Okay, I didn't get that one. That's why you have to be quick and be watching for Iron Atronachs, because if you miss them, you don't get participation. Kind of annoying, but yeah. Maybe if you are close enough to them, you'll automatically get it'll automatically work for the Endeavour. But as far as I've seen, you have to have damaged them in some way. But at least you don't have to kill them yourself. That's fine. Okay, so the bosses themselves can spawn them, and the boss themselves can also be an Iron Atronach. And in that case, consider yourself lucky. Yeah, here we go. Consider yourself lucky, because the Atronachs, they can actually they can spawn little mini-me's, and they count too. And it's really helpful if they do. And they usually do that at like half health. And the enemies that can spawn here, sometimes these could be Iron Atronachs too. They just have to be a bit lucky. That will just wait a little while. He's invulnerable. Yeah, he's spawning the little ones, you can see them there. So there were two there as well. Please, game. Okay. Oh yeah, there was another one there too. So, yep. Sometimes we get it done pretty quick. Sometimes it takes a while. And just remember when you complete it, just there's like a thing that spawns here that you can loot. Yeah, the volcanic cache. This is basically just the chest from Dolmens where you get a piece of jewelry and some other stuff. So that's also where you get the lead for the Oaken Soul Ring. So if you're looking for that, that's how you get it. For the High Isle Volcanic Vents one. They come from the Volcanic Cache. Now the other place that you can get them in High Isle is Spire of the Crimson Coin. So the big purple Razorknight things, they are Soul Razorknight, I think they're called. They count as a Iron Atronach. I'm not entirely sure why, but they do count. There's about 7 of them, or 8, I think, in the entire place. And if someone's gone through and killed them, they take a while to respawn, which is painful. But that is another thing. If you have like the Wayshrine, if you don't have any Wayshrines here, this is pretty close to the Wayshrine that you start with. So if you don't want to bother going through and getting all the volcanic vents unlocked, that is another option for you. There's a couple other things in Western Skyrim. If you have Greymoor, the Dragonhome, the Delve here has a bunch of Iron Atronachs in it. Sunspire in Northern Elsewhere, the Trial, if there's one up right now, one of the bosses there spawns Iron Atronachs. You've got a couple of dungeons that have Iron Atronachs in them, but in terms of speed, I don't think there's anything better than Volcanic Vents, or maybe Crimson Coin if you're lucky. I think going any further than that is just complicating matters too much. Alright, 150 Tel Var. So, there's a couple of ways to do this. Firstly, as I said earlier on, if you end up completing the quest for the Zeal of Zenithar Honest Toil event, or you just get some Zenithar parcels, if they have there's like Zenithar satchels in them, some of those can have Tel Var in them. So you can actually just do this without even bothering with going to Imperial City if you use the Honest Toil method. But if you don't have any of those, you can't really use that. The daily quests that you get for each of the arena towers, the quest for those is a Satchel of Tel Var, which is 200, so just getting one of those is also enough. So if you've done those in the past, just open one of those satchels, just claim the Tel Var. That's also another way to do it without endangering yourself, I suppose. Alright, so how do you actually get Tel Var? You need to come to the Imperial City, need to queue for one of these. Which one you go to just depends. If you're high level, I'd say Imperial City. If you have no champion points, probably go no CP, because the differences between your capabilities in no CP as opposed to someone facing someone in high CP is staggering. So how exactly do you get Tel Var? Well, When this dude rocks back up, there he is. What you gotta do is kill Dremora in the Imperial City. Those Dremora will give you an amount of Tel Var that is dependent on a couple of things. So firstly, how much Tel Var you have in your inventory right now affects a multiplier. At the bottom right, you can see I've got 10k Tel Var on me. I have a 4 times multiplier, so I'm getting 4 times the amount of Tel Var from a single enemy. So I would only really do this if you can A, have 10,000 Tel Var on you, so to make this super quick, and B, have a ranged build that makes you safe from like all the nasty fuckers down there, all the fucking cowboys of players that are running around. Because if they kill you, you lose half your Tel Var, which is not great for this. But yeah, 4 times Tel Var makes it super quick. It's only a few of these Dremora around the place, and you can get this done in just a few minutes. So yeah, and the best thing about using bow is you can just hit them from so far away. Now, if there's players running around, you just want to be a bit careful because they can kill you from up here. And believe me, these Imperial City players will fucking kill you from from down there with just range shit. Very quick. Some of them are brutal. So yeah, if you don't want to get killed, basically just don't run down there. If you don't have any Tel Var on you and you just want to do this anyway, that's fine. Just run down there. Players will probably kill you if they see you, but you won't give them anything, so that they won't loiter around or whatever. And the amount of stuff that you get from enemies will be lower, but because you can just run around and find extra stuff, yeah, it's not as big of a deal. And one of the funniest things about this quest is you just saw there that enemy player just rescued one of the people there, and it counted for me. So that's why I say you can just kind of do this, just chill in the corner and just do this, because as long as you're close enough to these prisoners that they actually get rescued, even if it's someone from another alliance, it works for you. It's very odd, very funny. But yeah, that's the strategy. Oh, this poor sod. So this here is a patrolling horror. King Croc. So you can't actually hit these guys from up here with ranged attacks. It prevents you. You can hit these guys just fine though, and that's what I suggest you do. Okay, beautiful. And that's it. So yeah, I only really suggest doing this if you are familiar with PvP and know that you can kind of survive up here, and B, just have those massive amounts of Tel Var in your inventory. But yeah, that is something you can do. So if anyone's got any questions about any of the stuff I talk about here, or if you have some questions about stuff I don't know, maybe suggest to you for the Golden Pursuit, just let me know. But yeah, that's Daily Sun. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I'll see you next time, and take care.